What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another successful failure video. For this content, we're going to use our last war, which I find a bit hypocritical. I'll tell you that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. You guys can see, we lost a close one. Really was, I was sad. I'm just kidding. Stuff happens. Plus, we're growing, so we had a lot of learning opportunities. Here's what I found funny. Their side said, Town Hall 8 max, Town Hall 9 with both heroes 15 plus, unfair ban. I find this funny. They're referring to two of our 8.5s that we have on our side. And yeah, they do both have max 8 defenses with 15 heroes. But I don't, the whole thing of debate about engineering and all that I don't believe is engineering. And a lot of people, whenever they see a disadvantage on Royals, they think it's engineering. It's not. That is 8.5, folks, and this is the way that you're supposed to effectively and efficiently upgrade so that you're not a burden to your clan. You shouldn't be dropping bows at Town Hall 9 until you at least got 15 Royals, in my opinion. So what's engineering is when you have no defenses, no walls, and a Town Hall 11 max offense. That's freaking engineering. But the hypocrisy of this all is they had two 8.5s that were doing the same freaking thing. They were 10 and 5 and 10 and 10. So get the fuck out of here. Anyway, good job to them. They won. Most of our heavy hitters were not in this war, so they took the win and ran. It is what it is. Let's look at the opportunities that we have learned from this war. And I want to start at number 9. And there's going to be a reoccurring theme with Lalo towards the end. So whenever you see exposed air defenses like this, you have got to exploit that. A lot of ways to do this. Dragons are really, really slow. And Lalo is OP as fuck right now. So why you would choose dragons over loons is beyond me. These pathing doesn't look like it works. You can make it work. You can do a queen walk here if you need. He's doing it to get the air defense and the CC and the air Archer Queen. The CC is a golem. So what you also could do here, given that the golem's so slow to come out, you drop your BK, and a level 15 BK can do this because this could be taking point defense from only that Archer Tower. Put a wizard down here, which is just outside of that range, and a wizard down here because that is now distracted and that's out of range. You got a little funnel for your BK. Then after he's done with this, use the ability, get that, and he'll immediately go to that air defense, and the air defense is gone, while the slow-ass golem is on his way to the BK. But when you put your BK right in front of a queen walk, you wasted your BK. Because the queen, especially at level 25, is going to get everything in front that this BK is getting for her. It doesn't save you any time. You basically wasted a very, very important troop of your BK. You also left this air defense up, which took out one of the dragons. 2 dragons go to the core. It's a quad Tesla in the core. Both bows. One bow is set to air, the other one to ground. As you can see that right there. And then the rest of the dragons circle the base, and they're slow as hell, so they suck away the time. Had you have gotten the queen walk to get that air defense, left her open, and then suicide your royal to get that other air defense, you could even invest some haste and about 3 or 4 loons to make sure it goes down. You are then left with an air defense in this direction over here, and an air defense up here, or basically it's around there. You send your 2 loons over there, your 2 hounds to the one on the right, and another loan on down here on the bottom. And then once this 12 o'clock position and 9 o'clock position is all gutted, the next defenses that the hound is going to get to is the core. And then they're gonna, all the loons converge on the core. You put down 1 rage, even though I usually say actually a 1 haste would be totally fine, not a rage. And then that's that. So the lesson is, if they're giving you an air defense nowadays, freaking take it and use loons on them. Always exploit an unprotected, exposed air defense. That is just a recipe for disaster, especially all 4 of them exposed like that. You have got to take advantage of that. So we run out of time on this one. It's unfortunate. Queen stops. By the way, if the freeze trap goes on the healer, I have no idea what triggered that because the queen walked through there. But it does freeze the healers from healing the queen. So, nice try, but no cigar. Let's take a look at funneling. You got cluster defenses like this and touching structures like that, those are magnets for Valkyries and bowlers. Before we go to that, I don't understand the use of this earthquake spell. One jump would have done it, but we're using basically 4 troops spell count. We're going to clip this wall right here, and it's going to become open. So why bring wall breakers? That's 8 troop space that's wasted. That's an extra loon. It's an extra hog. It's a couple wizards. It's an extra Valkyrie. It's just not efficient. So don't bring wall breakers if you're going to EQ your way in. And even if you didn't intend to open this wall here and you aim to put it higher, it still doesn't make. It still to me was not the best plan of action because the angle of attack should have been lower. It should have been at this angle right here. Have the golem bang on that archer tower and up here, because dropping down the right here, dropping down your. Let's let it keep going. You guys will see what I'm talking about. We need to take care of this trash ring right here. So once the BK is already walking on him, funnels are important. Boom. Once that wizard tower goes down, this entire compartment is empty. So what's the nearest structure for Valkyries and the Queen to get? It's these 2 touching structures right here, and that's exactly what they aggro for. Queen, closest object is the outside. She is now walking. So the lesson is funnels are important. You can't drop down troops such as Valkyrie. And the only reason why they went in is because of his misplaced earthquake. But they still circle the base. Basically, funnels are important. You got to have a super wide funnel for both bowlers, Valkyries, and your queen, or else they walk on you. The second, so hold those troops until you have a well-defined deep funnel. The second part is, if you're going to earthquake something in like that, do you need wall breakers? Is really what the takeaway is. Let's get out of here. And let's take a look at wall breakers versus no wall breaker. Let's look at PJ's awesome plan. That's going to segue into the next lessons that we can learn from failures. PJ, by the way, no small feat. The man is a beast. So, and all of these attacks that I'm showing, they had good intentions and just wasn't small details did not is what thwarted the plan. So, if we're going to open up this wall to get into here, to get to the queen, that's 8, maybe I think we maybe use 5. It's 8 troop space. If we put a jump right here, we get the queen. And we save 8 troop space. What does that 8 troop space mean? It means an extra loon. It means an extra wizard. And it's more efficient, basically, is what I'm getting at. And you'll see an example of that in just a moment. So with a shattered, this is almost a shattered Lalo. We have basically 60 troop space dedicated to our kill squad and 3 hounds to get 2 air defenses. We missed this air defense. Not exactly sure why. Should have got it. The other one we do. But look at the what the bowlers is what I wanted to focus on. So look at this unbroken golem. Super healthy. Bowlers are wrecking face under rage. All right? But his royals would have gotten all of that standing in a rage. The royals would have gotten all that. For some reason, Queen hops this wall, goes away from the air defense. The Lalo portion of this was great. But he has only 3 haste and about 14 loons to Lalo with. I'm going to come back to that and explain why dropping bowlers with cold blood nowadays, especially if you have higher royals, but dropping bowlers in your Lalo, your royals will still get what they're supposed to get on the kill squad objective, but the return on investment that it brings is you now have about 6 extra loons. Nowadays, with the loon up buff and bringing more haste for them, you will overwhelm the last portions of this base, and he discovers the Testafon. That was the fresh hit. So let's take a look at ImmaDuck, which is freaking hilarious to say. I did draw this plan up for him, but all this goes up for Duck because he executed it. So no bowlers, more loons, no rage for the Lalo, more haste for the Lalo. Gives you more flexibility, customization. No reason to wall breaker in. You can jump right to the queen. Rage is for the royals, the golem, and basically whatever wizards are left over. Everything else is exactly how we saw. But he has 4 hounds, and you can be a hell of a lot more patient with them, because by bringing more hounds, he actually ends up getting this air defense down here on the bottom, which was not according to the plan, but whatever. But by bringing more hounds, you get more cleanup. And more, not only more hounds bring you, they give you more time, which is overkill, because haste also gives you more time. So stacking almost identical to what we see here. You don't need rage for Lalo nowadays, because 2 loons on a Town Hall 9 max defense usually goes down, with the exceptions of Expos and Wizard Towers. But because of the extra levels of the Hound and the buff to the loons, you really don't need rage on loons on Lalos anymore. That was almost the standard, but the game has evolved so much. By dropping the bowlers in your Lalo in most situations, you can get more loons, which gives you added flexibility, more customization, more ability to adjust on the fly, by also having more haste to control where your loons go, to speed them up when needed. All of his hounds busted of the 4. The haste placement wasn't the best, but this is not a way that ImmaDuck usually Lalos. And again, he executed this flawlessly, in my opinion. I mean, those were much needed 3s at critical moments that he executed. So nice job. And then let's go down to number 7. Number 6, no bowlers. 6 and 5. So number 2 in progress. Really good idea. Gonna use, and we're gonna see the same thing. Kind of a shattered army. But I say shattered. It's really not shattered because it's only 1 golem, but because you're bringing basically a gobo is what we're looking at. A golem and then CC bowlers. So the funnel is super wide. Really nice job. However, the bowlers, what you intend your bowlers to get under rage, because your rage is still going to be there anyway. But he has 30-28. Your Royals under rage would have got the objectives of what they're looking for anyway. He gets really unfortunate here where he misses this air defense. But the killer of this is that he only had 12 loons. Look at what his bowlers get for him. The queen would have gotten everything the bowlers would have gotten. He still has ability in hand. But he would have had more options for placement of his loons to keep them behind his hounds. He also does not have at least 4 haste. He has a rage for them, and you can see how that actually hurts him. So 2 of his 12 loons deployed. He does double stack. That's unfortunate. I just now saw that. He double stacks. Yeah, that he's probably flustered at that point. I unfortunately had to waste 2 haste, double tapping by accident. If you did have a haste right here, it probably would have helped. But you didn't get much return on investment from the rage. And if you had 6 more loons and 2 more haste at this point of the raid, that's a 3. Let's back out of here and let's look at one more. Man, that almost cleared if you would have had a little bit more luck with his spell placement. We'll go to ×2 because it is getting a little bit late in the video. So, again, similar army. Kill squad's supposed to get these 2 air defenses, the sweeper, the CC, and the queen is supposed to jump in here, and that's why he has a deep jump. But look at the line of the queen. You don't really need a jump per se. Queen will step up and hug the walls trying to get these targets. And as she hugs that wall, she'll aggro the line of the queen, and the ability alone gives her the upper hand to win that engagement. You'll see it here as well. Even, let's pretend he misses the queen. When you're bringing 4 hounds, and the air defense is right next to the queen, the hounds will end there. The queen will be aggroed onto your hound while your loons snipe all the defenses around. And then when the hound busts, all the pups will aggro onto the queen while she's shooting like loons, because they're usually closer than the pups because they spread out. And the queen is done. It's called a queen pop. Cock Blast or something like that has a lot of great videos on that. It's a well-known strategy that's been out for a while. But that's another thing to consider, that if you don't get the queen on something like this, if the ending point is the air defense right next to the queen, you very much do have a great shot to wreck that base. So nice job on this. Again, did not have enough loons or customization to control his Lalo. To end the illustration of what I'm trying to illustrate, let's look at one more here. Duck really came through towards the end, so I think it's important to show him examples of what I'm trying to talk about. And he doesn't really Lalo like this. This was all new to him. You may ask, why didn't he use a wall breaker right here? Because there's a chance that he could wall breaker fail. And when you're trying to get a 3, you want to eliminate all risk whatsoever. The queen was going to hop into this compartment. Could you have used an extra rage? Sure. 2 more haste? Sure. But this is more than enough. The rage is for the kill squad. 5 haste for a Lalo for 15 loons and 4 hounds. That is a recipe for success. And he executed this really, really nicely. So once this cannon goes down, the funnel was there. A queen is already done. CC is out. Air defense is done. He's accomplished his main objective. Queen is working on the town hall, getting extras. He can pop the ability whenever he wants and wins the engagement right there, 20 on 20. And now he can start his Lalo from behind the sweepers the entire way. 2 loons per defense. Haste in much better situations here. And just watch how OP this is when you bring more haste, less rage, more loons, less bowlers. Watch what it does. If I could nitpick anything on this raid, he should have dropped his max hound first. They have more pups. They have the most time. You could be a lot more patient to have your loons group up and be more surgical with your placement on them. Pups everywhere for days. I mean, damn, right? So hopefully those talking points were helpful for you. Just to recap, funnels are important. Make sure that you hold your troops like bowlers, valkyries, and your queen until you can guarantee there is a super wide funnel for them. No excuses for them to walk on you. The other part is rethink your Lalo compositions now because of the post update and haste. More haste, more loons gives you more flexibility and control in the air, and it allows you to be a heck of a lot more patient, which is what's required so that your hound bust to give you a lot of cleanup behind. The troop composition, as you look here, looks very, if you're new to Lalo, can be very like scary because it looks like you don't have a lot of cleanup. But you have a crap ton. Look at each hound has about 10 to 12 pups in there. So you have about at least 30 cleanup troops, minions everywhere. And all the mines and Sams are gone because the hounds took them with them or the loons did. So hopefully those tips will helpful for you. Shout out to ImmaDuck. Great way to finish the war. Clutch moments. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you got to be better than a double. And I'll check you next time.